Literally throws the book at his face and breaks his glasses.
And we are live. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And hey guys, welcome to the SNP Podcast. Again, like last week, we're going to be doing this live because...
Fuck it, we'll do it live.
Because our editing rig is broken.
Still, I did it.
So we just came back from the night at the theaters, and we watched Quentin Tarantino's 9th film, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. So we are going to be going ahead and reviewing that, and maybe possibly talking about more about Quentin Tarantino's future projects and whatnot. So, first impression, guys, what did you think about the film?
Go ahead, Jose.
Oof. So, I thought it was really good. I think the pacing in the beginning was slow, but the thing is, like, if you appreciate the dialogue and you're a Quentin Tarantino fan, you're just into it. I feel like in the like comedic relief or like turning points, and it really gets you like invested in who they are. It explores a couple of avenues to kind of explain why people are the way they are, or why people are, you know, essentially friends for life. And then it ends craftfully, like the way Quentin Tarantino is just known for bringing everything together. I mean, there's a lot of aspects of the film that it introduces you to, like, and that you don't really see how they're gonna meet up, but you kind of feel like that's the thing about Quentin Tarantino, like everything at the end meets up. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, like it all ties in together.
Yeah. But I for sure at the beginning I had absolutely no idea how he was gonna do it. So I mean, I think it's really, really good. Like I was not disappointed. I definitely think anyone should go see it in theaters immediately. You know,
You're saying they should.
Oh, they should.
Yeah,
right,
absolutely. Yeah. I would agree with you. It was just kind of a nice environment to be in to watch that film. Mm-hmm. Like, for me, I felt like there was like a lot of atmosphere to the movie. Mm-hmm. Like, it was like, because I know myself, I guess, basically, if you're a Quentin Tarantino fan, you know that the movie's like, there's going to be action packed, like, fight scene or whatever. Mm-hmm. And there's a part where I'm just like getting ready in my seats, thinking, like, you know, when they went to the farm, the
that's right.
It kind of it cucks you a little bit.
It does.
Yeah,
it totally blue balls you. You're like, oh, it's going down.
Yeah. So when it actually happens, you're like, oh my god.
It's very anticlimactic. Yeah.
But in that way, like, it completely throws a curveball at you. It's like, oh, you thought we were doing it.
No, to me, that farm to me looked more like a horror house. Because I mean all the girls and all the young girls like there.
The old horror houses from the Old West.
Yeah.
How many books did you read?
Well, isn't that like essentially what like a cult is, kind of like?
That is true. Maybe that's what it was.
But on turnaround for that one, I thought you guys do have a point. It was like very anticlimactic for him to meet the guy, and was just the guy was just alive. But then Quentin Tarantino says, "Oh," and then he's gonna go right outside and beat the living daylights out of some punk kid that punctured his car.
Well, also too, what you were saying to the point that you were saying about, like, if you're a fan of the other movies, like, he had so many Easter eggs. All the actors, there was like almost every actor that he used in like certain scenes were all from different movies. Mm-hmm. You had the guy who cut the guy's ear off. You had the chick that was that actor or the director's wife. Kurt Russell was in it too.
Kurt Russell was in it.
Okay. His wife was also in Death Proof. Mm. And like he reused a lot of actors, and then also he used Kevin Smith's daughter. She was one of those chicks that was in there, and then also
she was part of the hippie coven.
Yeah, and then also
that's what it is.
The chick that forgets her, the one that just fucking dips and fucking takes off on them.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's the chick from Stranger Things season 3, the girl from Scoops. But did you know that she's the daughter of Uma Thurman and fucking Ethan Hawke? I didn't even know that shit.
No, I didn't know that.
I didn't even know who they are.
Those two fucking masterpieces made a little masterpiece?
Yeah.
Wow.
All right, this review's now over. We're moving on to this subject.
That was crazy. And if you pay attention to her, like, there's certain angles where she turns and I'm like, oh yeah, she does look a lot like Uma Thurman. And she sounds like her too.
Yeah, sure.
Huh.
So it's like, wow, that's like full circle kind of thing, you know? That was pretty cool.
Yeah, whatchamacallit. What's your guys' personal ratings on it? Or do you?
Oh,
have
you know,
something?
honestly, I think I'm gonna be the.
Yeah, Carlos. I already knew that Carlos is gonna talk shit.
I'm
on
surprised
every
he stayed quiet this long.
no,
We're
because
all
I'm
He's like, I'll save it for
we
the
even stopped
goddamn
to like-
show.
Yeah, I'm just saying it.
You
No,
sure
because
you don't want to talk shit now? All right.
No, that's because for one, I'll be honest. Well, yes, in the beginning, I didn't even know what was going on in the movie.
This is
and to the end, and I'll be honest, I don't even know what the movie was about.
Like the storyline?
It
Yeah,
was
I
about-
I never got it because they were jumping way too much between characters and between. Okay, I get it that the main character is an actor in a movie, like a struggling actor. Or no, an actor that starts out famous,
Yeah,
but then
was going down.
yeah, but that's all I got from the movie.
Well,
I mean, what was the conflict?
Well, basically, I think this movie was basically this. Yeah, I mean, basically, this movie's storyline is just
The
like
Hanson
some
murders and shit.
Yeah, it's just like some crazy shit happened.
Yeah.
But like it's normal life. Like it's putting you in the aspect of a normal life. Like,
But I mean, for instance, like what happened to Pussy?
Excuse me?
Pussy was not a character that actually needed to be like
Mentioned.
She was just like
I
someone
forgot.
to
Who was
she
that?
moved the plot. That's all she
yeah,
did.
she did move.
She moved the plot. And then okay, so here's the thing.
Oh, you really like Pussy, I think.
I liked her.
Interesting.
Yeah. Oh well, yeah. These guys.
Pussy.
Oh, there was a lot of like lip biting shit.
Oh, you like that?
And I was like, yeah.
Hey,
Oh, you like
did you guys notice that there was like a lot of shots that like had the feet right up in there? And there's been a lot of
I noticed that.
and there's a lot of rumors that say that Quentin Tarantino is like a foot fetish guy.
He's a
And
footman.
like in the middle of it, I'm like, wait a minute, that's like the third scene that we've seen where
Yeah,
somebody's
yeah.
feet are like right up in their freaking
Yeah.
grill.
But it's
Oh
trying
yeah,
to-
and
it's
it
trying
wasn't
to
on
point-
focus
Trying
because
to
you know.
point out how
Yeah,
dirty
always
the
right
feet
there.
are.
Focus.
And I was like,
Huh?
I see you, Quentin. You
I
little
see you
nasty
putting
bastard.
Margot Robbie.
Margot Robbie's feet on the screen.
You little nasty.
Yeah.
So I'm
So
gonna take a picture of my feet
I
and
like
send it
it.
to him.
I can fuck with it.
I'm
Carlos,
gonna Twitter him like,
the bigger
hey.
thing I feel like sometimes in Quentin Tarantino films and where I feel like, oh, wait, so who's the protagonist, right? Or who's the guy you're following? It's Rick Dalton, right?
Rick Dalton.
Rick motherfucking
and also
Dalton.
like Cliff.
Yeah, but he's his
Like,
co,
yeah.
right? So the main guy is Rick Dalton.
Yes.
So I feel like one of the things that he's questioning is like who was, like what was the point of the movie?
Yeah.
The point of the movie is, I mean, I could say this now and come back for it later, but first impression wise, it just proves that like in the beginning he says like I live right across from this dude and my career is ending. It follows his career as it's hitting some rough spots.
He's trying to reinvent himself.
Yeah, reinvents themselves, and something as crazy as living next door to someone you want to work with, plus like the era is bringing that random situation, which is the climax, which is like the hippies like who happen to have like crossed paths with who is this
Oh yeah,
Brad
Yo,
Pitt's
Cameron,
character?
what's up, man?
Who's Brad Pitt's character?
Brad Pitt, Cliff.
Cliff, yeah, Cliff, who happened to cross Cliff's path. Like it all just brings it back together, and that in itself creates a situation where Rick Dalton can meet.
and the whole thing is that he's trying to get the hookup with Roman Polanski.
Yeah, but he wants to
And
do it.
Roman
like,
Polanski is married to Sharon Tate, and Sharon Tate was the one that was murdered by the whole Hanson incident that happened. So basically, it's like he's done this before with the Hitler thing. He like rewrites history, but not in the way that we've always heard it, the same old story, just like how you hear it. Instead, he rewrites it, and he's like, let's put a different twist on it. I'm gonna do it my own way. And the same way with Django and all that. He like did the whole thing. And then
he spits a completely different. He throws a completely different spin on something that was just happening.
And in here, it's like almost like the two best characters of his older movies, which is Lieutenant Aldo Rain, which is Brad Pitt, and then you got fucking
Lieutenant Aldo Rain.
yeah, and you got John Candy, the guy from Django. Like his two best characters, they come together. Like it's almost like he took his greatest hits and he made another hit with it. That's kind of.
I also one of the things that makes me just it's very short, but it just makes me happy is the fact that like. Man, they must have wasted a lot less on production when all they had to do is just film sets. Like it's like they just have like a western, like like a quarter of the film is just like them walking around on a western set. Yeah. And I don't know why, but it just
a
that
big
causes,
chunk of the movie.
Yeah, I mean, Quentin Tarantino is super into westerns. I mean, so I mean, it's like his love personified through film about that genre. I think is very well so.
Yeah, he's a big fan of like the old school cinema.
You know, and also another thing that I got from the movie is that I get that Quentin Tarantino is he's a great director. I get that, and I do like
You're
some
a
of
great
his
director, Carlos.
yeah, some of his previous movies. But one of the things that these movies seem like, because you know, for instance, design like clothing designers, you know, once they get to a certain level, then they do like a fashion show where you know, like people just wear like those crazy outfits.
Yeah.
People just walk around. It seems like once you get to a certain
Dresses.
level, you just start like doing design like that.
Derelict.
And this movie seemed to be a little bit kind of leaning towards.
So you're saying
that,
like this is
that.
like him getting too good to the point where he's just going a little
Yeah,
eccentric with it?
yeah. Thank you. That's a word. Yeah, yeah. Where he's getting a little bit eccentric, and that's the same thing with that happens with everything. You know, like wine tasters get to a certain level where you like, ooh, my wine tasting skills are so high, and I just need
like level 3.
yeah, and then that's when you go into these obscure wine tasting flavors and stuff, and you know, it seems like he's kind of going a little bit more into, you know, leaning more. Well, at least this movie, it's leaning more towards that.
You know what an opus is?
What?
When you have like an opus, like,
What's that?
or like your masterpiece.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
When you're like just doing basically composing symphonies and stuff like that, they always have like an opus. Like he's trying to make his opus, so he's trying to make. He is known for Pulp Fiction in the beginning of his film career, but he's trying to make a film to end on. So he still has one film. He limited himself to like getting to that. I think this could be, if he ended it on this, I would be happy. I think it's really well written.
I mean,
I think it's
it is a good movie. It's just a bit confusing to follow. There's no sex involved in it.
God damn it.
Is that what? Yeah, I think that's the main thing.
Just teasing, but
No, I mean, for like, so out of like the group, I
We're gonna
would.
take you somewhere before movies to like decompress you, like like a
right?
strip club or something like that. Yeah. So you go in there with no expectations. You did the same thing to Spider-Man, and I don't think that was the right thing to do.
it sucks when
You just
everybody
wanna hate
likes
on
it.
everything.
No. When everybody likes something, it's not cool. At least someone has to hate it.
Oh, so you're
Someone
hip-
has to be the hater.
so-
I'll be
so
the hater.
He wants to be the person who goes against the grain.
Yeah,
Yes.
you want to be the heel here. Okay.
Sorry, apologize.
It's like losing compilation.
Hey, remember, it's like you said, it's like, hey, just too much head movement.
Yeah, too much head movement.
But yeah, I mean, so I would probably say like you and David are probably like fans of Quentin Tarantino. You guys kind of got me into Quentin Tarantino because I mean, like I think his films are good, but I didn't follow it like you guys. It's always just you guys. Hey, watch this shit, and I'm like, okay, I'll watch it. Just like when I saw Django for the first time, I was like, this movie is the greatest.
That was a good movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I can see maybe where Carlos is coming from, where it's like it wasn't as banging as like Django or like, but it was a completely, it's like a way
it's a
different storyline.
yeah,
you
it's a
know?
different
It wasn't an
storyline.
action. It wasn't any of that. It was almost like a behind the scenes movie because it was like
Yeah.
very-
Yeah.
it shows.
Do you think that this movie reflects some of the things that
I'm
he
gonna
has
finish
noticed?
talking about what I'm saying. So, anyways, what it shows like behind the scenes of like where the actors, like the actors and like the dilemma that they go into, where like sometimes you don't know the psychology of somebody, and like also their persona and like how people are perceived, especially back in those days. So like Leonardo DiCaprio was going in with all this shit, and then you know he starts fucking up, and I think he went to the bathroom when that happened actually.
That
He's
was him. That
taking
was
a
Kevin.
Oh, was it Kevin?
Yeah.
Yeah, he starts fucking up in like a scene, and
Oh,
like
yeah,
he
yeah,
starts
his
going through all
lines.
that.
His
But
lines.
yeah, so I don't know. I felt like it was a way different type of movie. So I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No. I was just gonna say like, yeah. Do you think that this movie just reflects things that he has noticed in other actors? Since he's the director,
maybe.
that some actors that just completely break down, or they like, oh, I'm not gonna
Lose
make
their
it.
shit.
I'm not gonna make it, or this is the
Yeah.
best highest I'm gonna
He
get, or
has
something.
to have been, right?
Oh,
yeah, I
I'm
mean,
sure he
he has
has
to have seen it,
he has met
yeah.
people like that.
I mean,
He's also produced so much too, where it's like he hasn't actually directed some things that he has a lot of influence on, and been on sets and seen things that he probably just like, oh man, it'd be cool if I made a scene about that. But I mean,
Yeah.
in acting, I know that when you're filming and stuff, like some guys will just ruin it, right? Like he did. Like he just started forgetting his lines, started looking over, getting his lines, doing it again, and then messing up, and then just pausing, and then say, okay, I'm ready to go. And then that's like something that a lot of people don't understand because they see one clean take, which is a movie.
Yeah.
But like breaks like that, I mean, it takes a lot of professionalism to kind of pummel through them, and it kind of shows how he's like starting to waver a little because obviously he's an alcoholic. Yeah, like he's waking, dude. He's almost spitting up and throwing up in front of the little girl when he said he was gonna be super quiet, which I thought was really funny.
Yeah, I thought
that he was
that
just
really
like, let me
funny
sit
too.
down next to you, not bother you, but the whole time he's like, and he's like, sorry about that. Yeah, it's like, and then it's like, I thought the deal was you were gonna be quiet, but you're fucking dying over here.
I would say the audio was pretty wild in the movie. Like I was just like, I really like zoned in onto like Leonardo DiCaprio's character, and he's like, just doing random shit like that, and I'm just like zoned in on it, and I was just like, man, they're really making an emphasis on fucking audio here.
I like you can also just hear when they drag in on a cigarette.
Yeah.
Like the little crackle.
Yeah, the little crackling.
Dude, for real. Like, I was watching, I'm like, I don't know why I'm craving a cigarette right now.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even smoke, but
Yeah.
damn, these dudes are like selling these cigarettes, man.
Yeah.
It was like that old school shit.
Hell yeah, dude. It was selling it. Brad Pitt, shirtless on top of a house, smoking a cigarette.
I want
Shirtless.
some
They were
Scars
always
and hairy
always
chest.
smoking.
Shirtless.
Well, that's how
Yeah.
it was back in the days.
Yeah, back in the day. I mean, you were
There
okay
was-
to smoke in a building.
Dude, they were
and
smoking
stuff.
around pregnant women, and she was just like,
Yeah,
oh,
dude, I was thinking that in my
Yeah,
head when,
yeah.
when Margot Robbie is just there with a
Yeah,
fucking
like-
pregnant belly, and the dude's like, I was like, man,
And
they,
he's just
they
like,
didn't know no fucking
I
better.
love you, baby.
Yeah, that's why you Gen Xer babies are fucking rebels. Because that's what it is technically, right? Because those, in that time, they would be the baby boomers, and then
I think
her
they-
kid would be a Gen Xer.
Yeah, the hippies are the baby boomers.
Is it linked to rebellion, though? Is it?
Gen Xers? Oh yeah.
Like smoking cigarettes?
Oh no, I meant just Gen Xers in general.
Okay.
Yo, what was your guys' favorite part of the movie? And do we want to just say like spoilers out loud?
Yeah,
But it's like-
spoilers
but,
right coming right now because
yeah.
we're
I think we should have
describing
said that.
scenes.
no,
in
but
the
I mean, we're not
beginning.
gonna say the end.
Yeah.
Well, it says it in the title, so I think we're good.
All right, cool. I mean,
Well, I mean, maybe somebody's watching and they're just waiting. Fuck it.
jump in.
There's spoilers right now.
spoiler. Was it? Which one was your favorite part? The part where the
My-
two guys kissed?
What?
What?
Uh-huh.
What?
That never
no,
happened.
I'm just playing.
Yeah, I was like, what? There's something I missed.
That happened, yeah, when you went.
This happened when I was
Was
taking.
it the
This
bad
happened
one?
when I was taking a doo-doo. But
What's your favorite part, Kevin?
shit. I actually had like two favorite parts.
Oh, great. You don't understand what favorite means, but yes.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Tell you stuff.
Dead eyes. Jesus Christ.
My favorite.
Don't be late.
My favorite part though is when he was freaking out in this trailer after he was fucking up his
yeah,
lines. I
that's
came
so
back
funny.
for that, and he was like, "Oh god damn!" He's like, "You better stop fucking drinking." And then afterwards, he like opens his glass, starts drinking. It's like, "Ah, fuck!"
It was like that meme. Remember
Yeah.
that meme where he's like, "Why do you always fucking do this?" Or some shit. He's like pointing at himself in the mirror.
Yeah, and the mirror is angled so you can see him looking straight into your eyes.
Yeah.
That was
really-
pretty wild.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
like that effect.
Yeah. I mean, it added like a very personal level. Like he was almost talking to you. Almost.
Yeah.
Like it was kind of really weird, but I like that a lot too. And your other favorite part?
My other favorite part, and it's all mushy and shit, but that's when he was just, "Hey man," it's like, "Thanks for being my friend," and he was, "Yeah man, I'll just do this shit."
Dude, Cliff is like one of the best friends forever.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, bro, no problem. But
Yeah,
he's like,
it just makes me think like me and you, like just there's very many illusions. Like when I really like a film, I'm mostly attaching my own life into the movie. So like when there was parts like, "Hey, come on man, like just cut him some slack." And it's like, "No, my wife doesn't fucking like him." I was just like, "God damn it, I relate to this so much." I'm fucking Cliff just sitting on the fucking thing while Jose's character,
Yeah.
so I'm saying you're Leo, just like, "Hey, come on man, like I've been working with the guy for years.
Yeah.
Let him
just
be
cut
in
him some
work."
slack. Give him some fucking, so
Get him
throw him some meat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you would just love the opportunity, and then I go and fuck it up.
Oh, jeez. Oh, fuck. Before I forget it, man, I forget how much I love that Bruce Lee.
Fuck! He stole mine. God damn it.
That was-
I
yeah.
forgot how much, but
That shit was
I
hilarious.
my favorite's still another one, but I didn't want to say it out loud because I had completely forgotten that even happened.
What?
The Bruce Lee.
Oh, Bruce
That
Lee was in
shit
there, yeah.
Was that supposed to be Bruce Lee or just some
Yes.
random
No,
Asian
Bruce
guy?
Else was
Bruce
supposed to
Lee,
be.
dude.
I think maybe you didn't like it because you didn't get the.
There's a lot of there's a lot of
references.
Hollywood
Yeah.
culture in there.
Even I didn't get all of them though.
Yeah.
No, because when he was
didn't
fighting,
understand
when he was fighting, I thought it was like, I was thinking, is he supposed to be Bruce Lee or not?
Yes,
but
it was Bruce
that's what,
Lee.
yeah,
It was-
that's what I thought. And
And
He did a really good imitation.
Oh,
of
Yeah,
him too,
he did.
man.
He did.
I don't know who
He
that
did a
actor
really
was,
good
but it
job.
was really good.
He was like spot on and
yeah.
shit.
Yeah, just saying. Hey, you know, you who played Bruce Lee, you did a tremendous job.
Dude, when it was like Lieutenant Aldo Rain versus Bruce Lee, basically in that scene,
Yeah.
where they fucking fought. Oh my god,
I like that they didn't let them finish it too. I thought
Yeah,
there was
because
there was a level of like
there would be some bullshit if
yeah.
they just like, dude, Bruce Lee's like the shit. You're
Yeah.
not just gonna beat his ass.
and it's like a really Ron Burgundy moment. He was like, no pulling of the hair. yeah. He was like, no hitting in the face.
We will not hit the face.
Yeah.
And he's like, but everything else.
Yeah, but it'll be a friendly competition.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, what was friendly about him grabbing him?
Yeah, and then he just went balls out. They were just like fucking fighting. Like, it was cool though.
Yeah, he was like,
He throws a kick.
Even
and
the sounds that he made were like, it was
Yeah.
just like Bruce Lee. Like,
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
it's pretty spot
good.
on,
He,
man.
he throws a kick at him, and he grabs the kick and essentially flings his body at the
And
car,
fucking
right?
dents the
Yeah.
car and shit. That was
Dude, it
so funny.
bad. Oh,
God
man.
damn. Spoilers, of course.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ! I hope we didn't know that.
Yeah.
yeah,
So
that's
was that your favorite part? Or you still got maybe one other?
That was like the moment that I lost my shit. I was like, God damn, that was good. That was hilarious. Yeah. I like the dial. I mean, of course, that's one of the things that Quentin Tarantino is like so fucking good at is the dialogue between his characters. Like he takes you to a place. So like that scene where he's talking to the little girl and they're like just discussing shit.
Yeah.
There was like so much in that
Yeah,
scene. And
there
then
was.
that girl was really good too.
She
right?
was. I was
Oh,
like, who is she?
amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, she's gonna be great.
I know, yeah, it was really cool. And then like a lot of the Easter eggs too. Like I feel like maybe a lot of the people that were saw a lot of those movies, like the older movies,
Yeah.
probably like it landed really hard with them.
Yeah.
Like where they do like, oh yeah, weren't you really close to getting that job or the role in The Great Escape? And then they show like that whole scene, right? They keep cutting to it, and I'm like, I feel like this is hilarious if you've seen this movie.
Yeah.
And I didn't see that movie, so I'm like, oh okay, like it was funny, but I'm like, I bet you this was like, it hit really hard with the older.
Yeah, with
audience.
the older crowd.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever watched the movie Burn Before Reading or after
Yeah.
Burn After Reading?
Burn after reading it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
The way like the wacky
The
like,
Coen brothers.
Yeah, the wacky way they kind of made the movie, like just story told the movie, the storytelling in it made me think of that movie.
Oh, this one? That was?
It made me think of Burn After Reading.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because there was a whole scene where he literally went up to the top of the house. Oh, spoilers. He went up to the top of the
Carried
house
himself.
and he was like, hey, can you fix my fucking antenna? And he did that. He smoked a cigarette and there was a whole entire
fucking scene where I'm like,
Yeah.
where are we right now?
It's like, what happened? And then
Yeah.
it snaps right back. I was like,
and I'm
what
like,
the fuck?
oh, it was a
Like,
flashback. I
yeah.
didn't even get that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we just got good shirtless old Brad Pitt.
But
on
also
top
we got a
smoking
big chunk
cigarette.
of his history too, where they were like saying that like he killed, he was
It was like,
suspected to
that's
kill
why
his
he didn't.
wife. Yeah. That
Do
was
you guys,
crazy.
do you guys think he did that?
That he killed his wife?
Yeah, probably.
Hard to tell.
I think you would do
Yeah,
the same
yeah,
thing.
because the only scene that they talked about, like, was just they just showed his wife just bitching at him.
Yeah,
And
he's
he's-
in the
did you
ocean.
see like where he's like almost gonna
So-
snap,
Yeah.
and then it just cuts,
Yeah,
and
they
then
go-
it leaves
he's
it
like-
open ended. Nobody fucking knows.
And he's like,
What
come
the
on,
fuck?
man.
I mean, how did she even die? They didn't even mention, right?
No, like I said, they left it
So-
open ended. It was like you never fucking
that
know
one-
if he did it or not.
I at least I would have liked to just know the official way of how she died.
I don't think it was-
kinda,
No,
whatever
I
is
kind
written
of like
down
what they
because
did with it. I like.
I think Quentin Tarantino just wrote that in just like, fuck with you. Like, it's hilarious.
yeah, like
Yeah.
he did it to
You're
fuck with.
fucking sick, dude.
I
I
just
just
want
want
to
to see people die.
I want her autopsy
I mean,
records.
I mean,
I
not gonna
want
lie.
to see people die and fuck. And
I
I was
mean,
like,
And if they ain't fucking
and
they ain't dying, then I ain't watching.
yeah, and they ain't getting
Because,
none
I mean-
of my books.
the part that I liked the most about the movie was towards the end.
Yeah. Do you? Yeah.
The
that's
fight
it.
scene.
Yeah, it was the
Well, yeah,
best.
that
the
was
fight
the
scene.
climax scene.
Yeah.
But was that?
And
That's
did the
actually my
climax.
favorite. Yeah, that was my favorite. Oh, so out of that scene, ranging from the beginning of it, that just you're just like tense because these guys are walking up that hill very slowly.
They
You
have
can hear,
no like.
and a bunch of audio on footsteps. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like that's adding suspense because they're going up this hill, and the moment they enter, right, everything all aside, I think the best part is and I told Kevin this, when the fight's about to break out and the girl's gonna run at him, and I look at the scene, all I thought, I was like, dude, Brad Pitt's about to fuck this bitch up with a fucking can. And then he fucking
That's what I thought too. I was like, oh, he's gonna fuck her up with that can, bro. Yeah.
and he wrecks
That
her.
shit was hilarious. And she goes right, and he's just like, bitch. And he's just like, bang. Oh,
Smashes her fucking nose in. Oh my god.
that chick was creepy as hell in the car too. That whole
Yeah.
thing. She's like, yo, man.
I saw, dude, I saw you laughed like
I
you were
was
just
laughing
like,
my ass
because she was
off,
like,
dude.
it's like, listen, what if we like we kill the people who made us into fucking killers? And,
You know what I'm saying, man?
and everyone was like, yeah.
I was
I was
cracking
like,
out,
dude,
dude.
just like, no one let this lady near the vial again.
yeah,
She's
I was
fucking,
like,
she's on acid.
Drank
hard.
too much of the Kool-Aid
Yeah,
and
I
shit.
know.
I'm the fucking devil.
Oh yeah, and then fucking Brad Pitt's like, ah.
Yeah, your name is
He does the
Tex.
craziest
Yeah.
one. Oh yeah, yeah. That shit was
Dude.
funny.
And then, I mean, dude, when he's
man.
slamming that girl's face into stuff,
Oh, dude,
That was
primal.
dude,
That was brutal.
so-
But like the
primal.
whole, there was like that scene where it's like he's just like, cause remember she like charged at him, he grabs her, and then they're just looking at each other, and she's like looking like that, and you're like, oh shit, where did she stab him? Like,
Yeah.
damn, is he dead? And then like it shows, and he just got stabbed in the hip, and he's just like, like he's looking at it like.
he flicks
And then the
it.
next scene is just like him like banging her head on everything.
So he kills that dude
damn.
before he does that. So that was like the most brutal. Like,
Dude, I loved when the dog was like, and he was like, ah!
Yeah.
But then,
Yeah.
but then
dog was
afterwards, he
brutal.
smashes his head in with
Yeah.
his foot. He stomps his foot.
Oh yeah! No
Yeah.
shit, bro. Oh,
Dude, his brain matters
Yeah.
all over the fucking pavement.
That was quick though, so if you
Dude.
blink, you miss it.
Yeah.
The part I liked was like when he snapped and told Brandy the dog to
Oh, is
switch
that her
target.
name?
Yeah,
Fuck.
switch targets to the to the other girl who was screaming from
damn.
getting the can in her face. Dude, she suffered so much. That was like the most wanton and gratuitous violence.
Seriously.
Like everything was violent in that, but that especially because she was screaming the entire time.
I know, yeah, right. She never
Yeah,
stopped.
yeah, because
With her
like
hands up in the air.
yeah, because
Oh,
like
yeah.
it just makes me think
Christ.
of like, you know, you've seen me and Jose where we just get in these screaming
Fucking-
fits with each other. We're like, what the fuck? What
Oh
the
my
fuck?
God.
Like, yeah, that like that. I was like, oh shit, like
And the cherry on top just being like the fact that for sure, like she pops out, she goes right into the pool. Like,
Oh, dude,
Leonardo DiCaprio.
she's like, oh, what the fuck?
What the
Oh,
fuck? Yeah, he
yeah,
doesn't have
yeah.
anything to do with it, right? His wife is his wife is already in the room
chilling.
hiding after having ended up punching that bitch in the face. But then he goes into
And
the
the
shed.
dog, I love how they show the scene with the dog. The dog's like, hey,
Hey, let me in here.
Oh,
And then,
God.
but for sure, it was just super fucking funny because it was like he comes out with the flamethrower, and it was like we see it. Everyone in the theater was like, "Oh shit!" And he's,
Yeah.
anybody want some roasted
Oh,
sauerkraut?
yeah. God damn.
Yeah, dude, that scene was awesome.
And,
Like,
and then also up until that point, the whole movie was like really nice. There
And
was
chill.
no fucking.
And chill.
I was even like, man, he like toned it down a lot for this one. And then like that last, the whole last fight scene was like, God damn, he brought it back.
Psych.
Yeah.
yeah, dude, I like. He's like, hey neighbor, like, what the fuck
Hey,
happened?
neighbor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's because that fucking Mr. Rogers trailer.
I
came
know
out.
that
Yeah.
trailer got me
Yeah.
too,
I
man.
was like, oh shit, I gotta know about my boy Mr. Rogers.
Fuck.
But
Never
going back
watched
to
it.
the movie,
It takes, but those three people were the ones that killed Sharon Tate. So that's why it's like, oh, he's taking these three people who are like, these three pieces of shit, and he's like giving them what they deserve in his own movie style version.
Yeah.
Kind of like how he did with like the Nazis and that and Glorious Bastards and all that.
yeah.
So yeah, it was like, oh shit.
So-
Like you
so-
said, didn't you say that it was like a revenge movie?
So he,
Yeah.
this
it's like
is
that.
that's like the whole multiverse.
Yeah.
he makes a multiverse
Yeah,
of things.
that's true. I like that shit. That shit's
Yeah.
cool. Because it's like we already know history, and then
Yeah.
you see something different. It's like, oh, it's fucking crazy.
Yeah,
That's
he
cool.
changed into that. Continuing, is this gonna be his like last film?
How old is
did he
he?
mention like?
Oh yeah, well you said that he was gonna write with Star Trek?
Yeah, well, I don't know if he's continuing film, but the next film that he's working on, Star Trek, we've been mentioning it a couple of times in the past couple episodes, but so two updates on it. Quentin Tarantino was saying that he basically wants to make the movie like Pulp Fiction in the Star Trek universe.
Really?
Yeah. I was like, dude, that's really ambitious.
I think that's badass.
I'm all for it. I'm all for it.
So what?
there's-
Like a
I'm all
lot
for
of bloody action.
However,
it starts at the end.
Yeah, like
and
So-
then it go-
So I
yeah.
mean, that's the one
Like
thing
Pulp
about
Fiction.
like, so think about it like this: Quentin Tarantino in Pulp Fiction. If you really think about the most gratifying scenes in that, it's like when they kill Marvin, right? They kill Marvin. They shoot Marvin in the face, and then they have to cover it up in Pulp Fiction.
I forgot who's Marvin.
It's the black guy that's in the back, and then John
On the back
Travolta
seat?
turns around and he's like, "You really think that is a boom?" And he just
Oh.
slams that dude's like his brains go all over the car.
Jesus Christ.
That
and
was
then-
not my favorite scene.
that was one of my. That was the funny one of the
wasn't
funniest
mine.
things I
It
ever
was
seen.
funny as
Yeah.
shit, but there's a lot
but he
of
did
other
that, and then there's also like obviously the end with the chainsaw or with the samurai sword, and then it's
yeah, the Gimp is probably
Yeah.
that was the.
and then there is
Jesus.
I mean like there's just long dialogue, right?
Yeah.
Extreme amounts of violence in very short amounts of time, and then like long dialogue again.
I love the dialogue in that movie, man.
Yeah,
That movie, oh fuck, it's so cool.
yeah. No, but I
Like
feel
when they
like
talking about the Royale with cheese and
Oh,
shit,
yeah.
you know what I'm talking about? Being
back
in
and
Europe.
forth.
And then Samuel L. Jackson has his classic lines like,
Mm-hmm.
motherfucker. And he
say
starts-
what again?
Yeah. I don't remember asking you a goddamn thing. Fuck. Classic.
So it's like, dude, this is really well. I feel like the same way about like the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, like very pivotal like dialogue, very good like random moments that are just kind of really comedic and funny or violence in a way, and then I mean it all just comes together. I think in the Star Trek universe, you could do that easily. I don't really think that this should be that big of a deal because
No, I don't think.
I feel like the Star
I'm actually
fans-
pretty excited for it.
But
And
Star
then
Trek isn't known for violence and just.
That's what I was gonna say. The Star Trek fans, I feel like would
they
be
do
like.
have action, but not violence. So
I mean, I don't know. what
There
they're
is
gonna think
action
of.
and violence.
and especially in the films, but it's definitely in the series as well. But it's just not. The thing is, like, we gotta remember, like, this isn't a movie because it's like that's my biggest flaw with like not becoming a Star Trek fan faster is just because it's like you have a movie, you have 2.5 hours, and you're gonna ram pack some action into it.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, all the movies have action.
Yeah, in Star Wars, there's literally the last quarter of the movie is them in a war. It's
Yeah.
always a battle,
Yeah.
and like that's what people like looked for. And the new Star Trek films, I think, brought that because there's like full battle scenes and stunners going off and shit.
Yeah.
Phasers,
Also,
phasers.
so another update with Quentin Tarantino in Star Trek is if you know about the new current films or like the one that came out in 2009 and then on,
Beyond.
it's an alternate timeline from the original series. So from the show series, it's an alternate timeline. But Quentin Tarantino, like you said it, like it's like he's being such a purist, which I think is pretty cool. He was like, J.J. Abrams was telling us, "Hey man, you can do whatever the fuck you want. Like, you know, it's an alternate timeline." And he's like, "No, fuck that." And it's like that's stupid. It's like when I watch Star Trek and when I watch the movie, which I also enjoyed, it's like I was watching Captain Kirk, William Shatner's Captain Kirk, and it's like Chris Pine did an amazing job of it. It's like I didn't want to make it an alternate timeline or make it something different. I want to write in fucking Star Trek.
Oh, so he's gonna continue it and not reboot it.
So what they're thinking is maybe he might just make a prequel to like the original series. That way it still fits in the same timeline, or maybe just even connect it to the current timeline. So, but he says
He wants to stay in continuity with the series.
yeah.
So essentially,
so basically, he doesn't want to go into that divergence with J.J. Abrams movies.
which is like J.J. Abrams got to do whatever he wanted because it was like, oh, this is at this point where everyone wanted it to start, but it just goes in a different direction.
Yeah.
So,
I'm down for it. I just feel like I don't know how the Star Trek fans are gonna probably receive it.
I don't know. Me being a Star Trek fan and also even a Quentin Tarantino fan, like I think I'll enjoy the movie. I mean, even if it's, you know, he could just make it, you know, it could be a one-off. It's the universe is like huge, so he could do whatever he wants basically. Yeah.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
And then also, he's in talks with Uma Thurman for making a Kill Bill 3.
Yeah,
I heard
did
that.
see
end his whole film career on a Kill Bill 3.
That would be dope. I'd be down for that.
What did you guys think about the Kill Bill series in general?
fucking badass.
Badass, right?
The second one was way better.
Dude, I do remember.
I like
It was
the first
back in
Volume 2.
back in high school. It was coming out, right? Like
No, you're right. The first one had some good scenes.
the first one came out while we were in high school, right?
Yeah.
So I remember because I specifically remember you telling me, it's like, dude, you guys got to watch this film.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, yeah, dude, we'll watch it. And I think I watched it, but I don't remember much of it.
Oh, really? It's good.
Yeah.
I'm on the same boat.
So
I watched both of
might-
them.
Really good.
I don't think I watched the
I don't
second
remember
one.
any of them.
Or I might have
Second
just watched a
one's
couple
like-
scenes. I'm not sure.
Dude, they're both fucking good.
Yeah. I mean, why else would they keep making sequels?
Yeah.
You know?
Money.
I don't. All right.
Right, Carlos. Why do you gotta be logical?
If you want me to beat Carlos's ass, give me a hell yeah.
Subscribe.
yeah, subscribe. Yeah,
Subscribe and hit the like
Get
button.
like
Beat his ass.
500 subscriptions. I'm like, damn, Carlos, I gotta do this.
Fucking whoop his ass.
Thanks for saying subscribe, Carlos. It was really cool. He's like, yeah,
Yeah.
I know, right? And I'm like,
Yeah, it was awesome,
It
man.
was awesome.
But
yeah.
Yeah.
Any other comments or thoughts on?
oh, do you guys never even gave your guys
Rating?
rating and review for the?
Oh, this one's hard.
Out of 5.
5 out of 5.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Hey, what up, baby?
Who is this?
We doing good. It's what's
can't
it?
see.
Benny? Hold on, Carlos.
What's
How
up, Benny?
how do we make it bigger? This one.
That's what she said, and I
Oh,
don't
there we
know
go.
how.
So how you guys doing? We doing good, baby. Benny SGB. But
Damn. What my rating is though?
yeah, your rating for the film.
It's rough.
It's
man.
rough, buddy.
It's a rough one.
I'll give it a 3 out of 5.
Okay.
God damn it, Carlos! It's not your fucking turn.
You guys taking too long.
Yeah, I think maybe I say like 4.5.
4.5.
It was good.
I would probably give like a 4 out of 5, 4.5 out of 5.
Yeah.
It was good though. Like I feel like that's shitting on it
But-
somehow, but it's not.
No, it's not
good.
shitting. It's a great film.
Yeah.
It's a good
But
film.
if you compare it in his line of work, like
yeah.
it's good. It's just not that good. Not as good as his other
I mean,
stuff.
so I think
We
like
hold
the
it
whole.
up to other Quentin Tarantino
Star Wars Episode 9 hype.
Yeah, I'm hype as fuck.
Oh shit! God damn! I've been like more like I used to be. Okay, the Star Wars universe, I am like fully invested in,
Sorry.
but I'm not that hyped about the next episode just
Neither
because
am I.
Ryan Johnson left a fucking bad taste in my mouth with that film. I'm like, God, why am I
Remember me
seeing-
coming out of that movie, and I just stared at everyone, and everyone's like, "Yeah, it was good. I like it. It was brand new."
It was bad.
You pulled a hot rod, you went running to your room, and you're like,
Yeah.
and somebody came out, hey, Jose, are you okay? You're like, get out!
Yeah, no, it was bad, dude.
Oh my God.
I was so weirded out by that film, and I was like, dude, I feel betrayed. And like on that one, so the next one is just like, come on, J.J. Abrams, bring it back because he's gonna do time travel.
No, he's not.
I'm just playing. I just made that up.
Oh.
But
I do know that they already
like
confirmed.
Avengers Endgame. They just keep on doing time travel over and over. Again.
I do know for a fact J.J. Abrams did say he's going to be retconning certain facts.
They might
What does
not
that
go-
mean, retcon?
Retcon means they go back on something.
Oh.
Like they change. Like so, what everybody's speculating on is with Ray, how he said, "You're nothing. You're nobody. You're just some random."
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, he could have just been
Expletive.
saying that because either he didn't know or
Yeah, he could take it in a different direction.
or
from
he's
that.
just
Yeah.
trying to manipulate her.
But
yeah,
the-
exactly.
The bigger.
What does
Ooh.
this mean?
Thanks for the sub, Krista Simonson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Krista,
Thanks.
what up, baby?
we need to get better at reading these names fast.
Well, dude, I fucking.
I'm
it's
just
so
saying. I'm
tiny.
just saying.
Hey, Benny, thank you. I
fight,
totally agree.
Yeah, he said Force Awakens wasn't even that good. It was just the hype.
What? I like
Yeah.
it. Well, I don't know. I'm not
It was
excited.
entertaining.
I slightly disagree with that.
it was
I
entertaining.
disagree because it did a great job. Okay, so the only
It's a
bad
great setup film.
Yeah, it was a great setup film. You know, to set it off. These are your new characters. Blah blah blah. Let's
Okay.
see where their adventure goes after this film. The only thing I thought was a little bad. It was just like the Death Star. It's like, oh, we're just gonna make
Again.
shit bigger and bigger every fucking time.
Yeah, it's like I was like,
We're
oh,
gonna
so
make
you're
the
telling
size of a
whole-
sun?
The whole universe didn't know when you were hollowing out a planet and then building a Death Star into it. It was like
Yeah.
no one knew. And then like there was like what the like that whole planet was filled with soldiers. I was like, where did we get all those people from?
Yeah.
Like, no one ever joined that? Like, that didn't make
Yeah.
any sense. I was like,
I don't know. I go buy my ticket to have a good time.
that's the thing. I don't know.
But that was my only gripe about it. But as a
I
setup
slight-
film, I
Perfect,
like
right.
Force Awakens.
I gave that film, if we were relaying it back to now, I gave it like a 4 out of 5.
Yeah, I give it a 4 out of 5 also.
And then Last Jedi, I give it a fucking 3 out of 5.
Yeah, I give it a 3
And
also.
it's just because I fucking want
just
to.
normal?
Because it's fucking Star Wars. It's just whatever. It's like it's cool because it's Star Wars, but it's not like, I don't know. They're on a fucking gambling casino planet. What the fuck is that shit?
Yeah. It's like, what's the whole point of this?
If the new Star Wars movies were just regular movies without the Star Wars title, they would actually be bad. The only reason why a lot of people think they're good is just because of the name Star Wars. If they were just their own standalone movies, they wouldn't be doing that great, to be honest.
You wouldn't be doing that great.
I'd still be here with you.
I like how this fucking Quentin Tarantino podcast became a Star Wars podcast. What the
The
fuck?
commentary is good on that. I give Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, I give it a 4.5 out of 5. Same. The only reason being is that I was gonna just give it a 4, but I know just like Inglourious Bastards, the first run that I saw on it, I wasn't as impressed with it, and then I saw it again.
Are
I'm
you
like, no, it's really good.
serious?
Yeah, I don't know why. That one was also.
I was there with you. You loved it.
I loved it, but like looking back at it now, like it grew on me even more.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, because the dialogue, you go read into the
For
dialogue.
me, it was the cinematography though. How they chose the angles and shit. Much like this one, they did a lot of over the. You remember when they were driving and they put like the camera in the back and shit? You kind of get like the point of view. I loved how they did that shit.
Yeah.
It was like old school.
A lot of driving, like the driving thing. I don't know. I just felt like I was in the car with them. Like that's like we were just like flowing through like old California.
And that's like old school cinematography. That's how they used to do it back in the days. I like that shit.
I don't know. It's definitely 4 out of 5, 4.5 out of 5. I feel like it was, I don't know, a movie about best friends that lived in Hollywood. It's like, it could honestly, it's like if it was a story, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, it's a story that happened. No one would have known about it except for the ending, which is like the murders or whatever that were like part of history. But I think it's incredible. I mean, I would rather he try to take a stab at a 10th film and maybe see if he can top himself, because for me, number 1 of all time is still Pulp Fiction, and then followed by Django Unchained. Yeah, I don't know why, but that movie was like kick ass when I saw it.
Yeah, I mean, it was kick ass throughout the whole film.
And then after that would probably be, I don't know, that one's weird.
Which one was weird?
Pulp Fiction, Kill Bills. I don't know. It would be episode.
You're forgetting Reservoir Dogs too. That was a good
Reservoir Dogs is not on my top for that. I don't know why, but I think that's one of the ones where it's like if I had seen it when it came out, I'd be blown away. And then I saw it way after everything else, so I went back and watched Reservoir Dogs. But I never saw Reservoir Dogs. Like, I didn't see it after the Kill Bills. I didn't see it after Pulp Fiction.
You only see it once?
I saw it twice, but I saw it after Hateful Eight, because I saw Hateful Eight and then I was like, fuck. I was like, dude, like this wasn't that good. I was like, I wonder if Reservoir Dogs was like even better. So I went to watch that, and I was like, I think maybe I was on just a horrible Quentin Tarantino bad movie.
I think it was a really good movie.
For Reservoir Dogs, I think it was good, but it was I don't know.
The dialogue, fucking amazing.
Mr. Yeller.
Mr. Yeller.
But
All right.
yeah.
Is that
So
where
we'll
we
call
landed?
it.
What about Carlos? Did he?
He said 3 out of 5.
3 out of 5.
Why 3 out of 5, Carlos?
3
I mean,
means
I feel
normal.
like everything
It's just
that
a normal movie.
I think like everything that we like, you just like to shit on. So I'd like to hear this opinion.
I like.
I already tell you, it's from a non-fan, from a non-Quarantino fan.
Yeah.
It's just an okay movie.
I mean, I'm not a Quentin Tarantino fan.
You-
I became one.
You just
I just watched the movie as a regular person, and the movie is just a regular movie. I mean, yeah, it's good, but it's also for most of the movie, it's kind of hard to follow what's happening, and then what happened to all the characters.
I think sometimes
it's like there's not like some of the things that happen to the characters. It's not like fulfilling. Like, okay, so there was this character that happened, that showed up,
pussy.
like Pussy. Yeah, like what happened to Pussy and what happened
keep
to
bringing
the
that
other
up,
one.
Dude, it's she moves the plot, man.
I know.
You can't get too hung up on side
I
characters.
think Carlos
dude.
got.
I know I cannot get just hung up on pussy, but still, I just want to know what.
I do that is. It's like the only reason
She's just
on his car ride here. He wrote one line in his head, and he's like, "I'm gonna land this line during this podcast, and I don't care what I do to get there."
No,
I want to
mean,
say pussy.
You know, for instance,
Pussy
one of
day.
the other things they seem to be a lot of focus on was on the dates and the times. I was like, but
Well, 'cause
he
I
didn't
think-
do anything.
Well, I think it's because it's in according to the timeline of the murders.
Yeah. So if you're thinking about it, it's putting that on as emphasis of an actual event that happened in history.
So for like all the people that are like fanatics of the whole Manson case, they're like, oh, they got like this much time to go, and then when it's like 6 months later, people in the crowd are probably like, oh shit, we're going to like the day of the murders.
Do you know
Okay.
that backstory to that?
No, I don't think
don't.
that's why Carlos doesn't know the whole.
I feel like if you
Yeah,
do the research.
that's why I'm just a regular moviegoer going to watch a movie, and then I see that something, I'm like, that doesn't make sense to me.
It's because there's a lot of pop culture references in this movie.
and I feel it's all
I
for
know-
generations that are older than us.
I
'cause
did notice that
everybody,
because
followed that.
whenever there was like a movie theater or they got close to any movie theaters, I noticed that they would like
Tons
all
of posters
the
and
movie
movies,
titles
yeah.
were always in focus. So I noticed, and I was trying to read the movies. None of I didn't know any of the
Recognize a
movies,
single one of them? Yeah.
but I'm sure that they were trying that they were just Easter eggs for like older people, like like this movie was great in the 40s or 50s. Yeah. So, I mean, I do get it. I do get it. But it's like I'm not the target audience, so that's why at least
Yeah.
for me, if you just a regular,
Well, they already got your
moviegoer-
money, man. Fucking Tarantino, you're still doing
been
it.
targeted.
you
succeeded.
still winning out here, baby. You still winning out here.
Oh man, I don't know. I think you're entitled to your own opinion, obviously, but I feel like
No, I think we should change it.
3 out of 5. I feel like I don't know.
we
like,
ad lib
3 out of 5.
I love
No,
it.
3 out of 5. It's not bad. It just means it's normal.
well, 3 out of 5 on our scale was
we're
like
just gonna-
that shit was alright.
2 would be bad.
That's-
1
Yeah,
is
yeah,
just
no,
completely horrible.
Three,
Don't even-
three's normal. Yeah,
Yeah.
He was like, this shit's all right.
This shit's
remember?
alright, yeah. Yeah.
That's the rating.
One
So, I mean,
is Men in Black International.
Whoa, that
that's-
movie was
Oh
complete
boy, that's gonna
shit.
be that's gonna
that
be a
that
1.
was a pretty bold statement.
Yeah.
And
That's
I
gonna be
stay
a 1. I'm
by
calling the right
And I
here.
can't even argue
1.
with him against it because I haven't even seen
it. You
it.
don't
It's a
want
1.
to,
It's
trust
gonna
me.
be a 1.
Which one is?
Men in Black International.
Men
It's
in
gonna
Black.
be a 1.
It's
gonna-
already came out. It is.
Is that
it's
the
horrible.
one with
Already came out.
Thor.
Yeah.
with? Oh,
Okay, what's
no,
your?
he should
no,
just
no,
return
Men in
to the
Black
damn
International,
Star
that's
Trek
the one
universe
that's-
like they wanted.
He hasn't
to
come
instead
out.
of
It
filming
will
that.
come out in 2020, I believe.
Men in
What?
Black?
Men in Black International. They're still making a new one.
It already came out.
Already?
That's
When?
the one that
It
came
sucked
out. You,
balls.
When did it come out? I told
It
him
doesn't matter. You're not the target audience. Nobody is.
All right, Carlos. I actually want to
Apparently.
hear. I want to hear about this for you. Give me on my rating scale where I say like the 5. That movie was the fucking shit. Number 1, this movie was complete shit. Well, give me your 5 and give me your 1.
Okay,
So
For
I
this
can-
year?
No, just in general.
In
so what
general?
is your
All time.
5 out of 5 film?
What's your 5 out of 5?
It
Like,
will be like Back to the Future trilogy, Terminator
wait.
2.
I said a film, son.
One.
Was it one
Well,
film?
no.
Yeah, you went too broad. You have to,
Terminator
like-
2 then.
Terminator 2 is like you're fucking. This
Yeah,
is fucking.
This is-
it will be that also Star Trek, the one that came out in 2009.
Beyond.
Yeah, Beyond. That one was also
Stop it.
it.
Stop it now.
I actually like the Warcraft movie, so that was also a number 5.
No way. I'm sorry.
5
what?
out of 5?
Like the World of Warcraft.
I'm sorry?
one?
Yeah, that one too.
I enjoyed that one
Yeah,
too.
a 1.
Loser.
Shut the fuck up.
You know,
Shut the fuck. No, I'm just playing.
Losing your shit. Listen, fucking dill.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
He's losing
So what was
composure.
what was your number 1? What is the movie that's like this movie was complete shit? Like you thought you lost days out of your life. You would give people money to get that time for your life.
I don't know because usually whenever I don't know because I'm kind of picky with my movies. So if I just know.
Start not liking a movie, you just stop watching it.
yeah, pretty much. I'll be that person to just walk out of the theater and be like, yeah, it's a waste of time.
All right. You're gonna say something, David?
I don't remember what I was gonna say.
Sorry.
Because he just heard me losing my fucking shit.
So fucking
man.
the worst movie I think I've ever seen. One out like if the rating scale of that movie was complete shit, like fucking 1 out of 1 was the movie Rubber on Netflix. I don't know if you ever saw it.
Rubber? What the fuck
It was
was
like
that?
it was a movie about a tire that rolled around,
yes.
killing and it would roll up to things, and then it would blow those things up, and then it would, and then eventually it started rolling into town, and people would be like, "Dude, what the fuck's up with this tire?" And the tire would get mad, and the tire would shake, and then it'd blow some dude's head up.
What?
Yeah, and it was just like
How
afterwards.
did it get air after it blew up?
There was no explanation to the reason anything was happening in that
This
movie.
tire just went on and
I don't know if it was
everybody.
like somebody. It was funny because people that I were with that were super fucked up. They were like, "It's a social commentary." And it was like social commentary. What the fuck are you talking about? This shit is fucking
Trying to
pointless.
make it into a
I
fucking
know.
art
It's
piece.
like,
Like
dude,
it's,
just-
this is creating a fucking statement.
This is our world,
Yeah,
man.
it's like fucking yeah. It's like, dude,
You
it's
see,
also
man,
it's
they
also,
fucking created us.
it's also
man.
noon on a Monday, and we're half a bottle in. And it's like dill holes.
Holy shit. Dude,
That
I don't-
movie sucked ass.
Dude,
so now,
dude, I don't think there's any like
movie you saw.
one.
What
Because I guess it's because I don't watch that many movies.
Same here.
Dude, you told me that it was that one movie where they're all, what's
What?
it called? Doing
Which
the
one?
crack, and they think that their stuff's in the bug.
I didn't even say. I thought it was kind of interesting. It was like, oh, they were just fucking.
Crackheads.
I just said it was a terrible movie. I didn't say it was a
Two-
1
2 out of 5.
I
2 out of
gave
5.
that a 2.
Damn.
2.
That movie was shit.
I don't like.
Which one?
I
It's
a bug.
Bug.
Yeah.
Oh.
Where basically they were just
Doing
they,
meth in
they
a
were
room.
doing meth in a room.
And they thought there were bugs.
They
inside
thought
their
there were
skin.
bugs were crawling up them and shit. That movie is terrible. But
Meth is a hell of
I
a.
don't-
Three
don't-
times on this podcast.
yeah, we have people are gonna start watching it
Yeah,
to see how shitty it is. Yeah, I can't think of like a 1.
What
out
about
of
you,
5.
David? A 1 out of 5.
Oh man.
What's a 1 out of 5 film for you?
I don't
That
know.
movie was complete shit. Like you want at that time back.
Yeah, it was a complete waste
Loss
of your
of
time.
time.
For this year, it was definitely Men in Black International. Yeah.
Nice.
That
There's
one
not one of all time.
When did it come out, honestly?
sucked. This year.
Damn.
This year.
I'm gonna
Hey.
look this shit up for you,
Damn.
Carlos, because you don't believe anyone here.
But then also, I mean, that I still haven't been able to find the name of that.
Oh, we
and
can look it
to
up
be
right
honest,
here.
I don't want to find the name of that fucking movie. But
Which one?
the one where it's like, I don't know. It came out like in 2012, 2013, where it's like a storm that like is happening.
Geostorm?
No, it's not Geostorm. It's
It came out on June 14th.
See, Carlos,
Oh, it just came out.
2019.
It
You
just
fuck.
came out.
Carlos never wants to believe anybody.
It's like a storm.
gotta do my
That's
own
one thing.
research.
That's one you both share that shit.
Yeah, just calm down.
It's like a storm that keeps happening, and it's like moving all over the world, and people are, like
Sharknado.
No.
and like electronics keep going. I don't know. I'm making it sound way better than it actually
Actually,
is.
that
It's
sounds
just
pretty cool.
Piece of shit movie.
Wait, is that the one you told me you went to with Ivan, where you were like, Jesus?
No,
Christ.
it wasn't Ivan. It was a friend of mine though,
Yeah.
and then, like he really wanted to see it, and I could see it from the trailer. I'm like, that is gonna be a piece of shit, dude. And he's like, no, trust me, let's go see it.
Trust me.
And
And
then
then
you
we
never
go-
trusted him ever
Yeah, I
again.
was just like, this is why you're not in charge of things, bro.
And
No.
now he's not my friend. Not.
Oh no, and then like it was like at the end, it was just like fucking aliens.
Oh,
Like that was, and they didn't even show the aliens. Like you could tell they ran out of money with all the CGI of like the storms and shit.
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, well,
like,
all right.
it's
So now it's time
aliens.
for the big alien scene, and he's like, "Oh, hey Jim, we blew the fucking budget on the storms." What?
All right, well then we'll just cut it right here. Roll credits.
And it's like, "Oh, make
And
it-"
meanwhile, all the millennials saw it and they were like, "Dude, I'm telling you, we gotta raid fucking Area 51, bro."
yeah, we
That's
got
why we have this today.
we up out of here.
We are buddy.
Oh man.
Oh man.
So,
So we'll call it. And
That's a wrap.
guys, thanks you for joining the SNP podcast. This was a little impromptu. We watched the films and we had a great time watching it. Probably in the next couple weeks we'll probably be doing these live still because we're gonna be waiting on the rig to be fixed. But thanks you for being here. Thanks for liking and subscribing. We'll see you guys next week.
One love.